Today's scripture is from John's Gospel, chapter 10, verses 1 to 11. And if you have a Bible to hand or can look online, please do read that scripture through before you listen. Nowadays, most of us never see a shepherd. Perhaps you remember Phil Dravel on the TV with one man and his dog. Or maybe you've seen TV footage of shepherds on quad bikes rounding up hillside sheep. But it's fair to say that the sort of shepherd with which Jesus was familiar is totally unfamiliar to us. So let's take ourselves back to first century Israel, a dry desert of a land with a fertile central strip around the Jordan, mountainous with little grazing and less water, and a variety of wild animals and human predators to threaten a flock. Shepherds lived with their flock, among them, guarding and watching over them, leading them to pasture and water, urging stragglers on and counting them in at night for safety. Overnight, sheep were often corralled in circular stone-built pens, but the circle was not quite complete. There was no gate, wooden or otherwise. To keep the sheep safe, the shepherd lay down across the gap in the stone pen, forming the gate himself, both a protective barrier and the entranceway. Now, can I ask you to read through our scripture again, perhaps with a clearer image of all that Jesus was conveying in this passage? The way into God's presence for each of us is through the gate, via the shepherd, who is Jesus. Jesus is the one who calls us in, who leads us forward with a familiar and trusted voice. He dismisses all other claimants to the role of Messiah, and there were others so claiming in the first century. He dismisses them as thieves and bandits, trying to bypass the gate. In verse 9, Jesus could not be more clear. I am the gate. Jesus is the way to salvation, the steadfast protector who offers us life in abundance. Jesus tells us a good shepherd lays down as a gate at night to keep his sheep safe, regardless of the risk to his own life. Jesus laid down his life for you and for me and for all of us, to offer each of us the gateway to salvation. Let's listen to his familiar voice and walk in.